it's Candus, and in today's QuickBooks tips and tricks, I'm changing it up a little bit. So I'm actually decided to create an 8-part video series that is a lot more about mindset and really understanding, which is my passion project, I guess, within QuickBooks, understanding why you do what you do within QuickBooks. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Candace Kampfer. Welcome. I've been teaching QuickBooks for 8 years. I'm the creator of Confidence with QuickBooks and QuickBooks e-course. And you know, I am an entrepreneur. So I'm not a tax professional, I'm not an accountant. I am an entrepreneur who does business consulting, who really specializes in QuickBooks and teaching you how to simplify it and customize it to your business. So I work with people one-on-one and I have online courses. So I've been thinking, I got a comment the other day about my videos, and one of them I did was on credit cards, but it had to do more with, I talked a little bit more about the structure of like when you enter a credit card, you reconcile it, you make the payment, and kind of the mindset behind why you do it a certain way within QuickBooks. And the lady commented back and said, thank you so much. You know, she appreciated more than just the technicalities, but understanding more of the business concepts, which is honestly my specialty. So I said, you know what? I am gonna sit down and I'm gonna create an 8-part series that allows you to kind of go along with me of what I do when I work with clients one-on-one to really understand the mindset behind QuickBooks and figure out what do you need, because I really want you to be confident with QuickBooks. I want you to be able to say, okay, this happened in my business, this is what I need to do to make it make sense. So in the first video, today's video, we are going to talk about understanding why are you even doing QuickBooks to begin with. So often people, they only think about QuickBooks as far as their taxes are concerned. They don't think about them always anyway. Some people do, but they don't really think about the management tool that it is. The ability that it gives you to really dive deep into your business and see what's going on. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just do a couple clicks if you've been entering the data properly, and you can see so much about what's happening within your business. Now, what some people do is they make it too complicated, and their profit and loss ends up becoming pages and pages long, and then that's overwhelming because you cannot manage it that way. So it's finding the balance between giving yourself enough detail without giving yourself too much so that you can actually look at it and make business decisions. So your tax professional looks at your profit and loss probably once a year, maybe quarterly, but typically once a year when it's tax time. And they're not necessarily looking at it always, sometimes they do, but really giving you business decision advice. That's your job as an entrepreneur and as an owner. And I can't necessarily tell you, I'm not going to give you business decision advice, but I'm going to teach you how to be able to input the information so that you can look at it and to make your own decisions. Empower you, educate you, inspire you to go, I can do this. This isn't that hard. I just have to know what to do. Okay, so that's what we're going to be. Thank you for being here. If you miss any of the videos in the series, feel free to check out my YouTube channel or go to my website. I have a blog and all my training videos are always on there. But you can also put your name and email address in the link below and you will get all of these emailed to you. So I look forward to educating and inspiring you through this series. I'm really excited about it, actually. It's like kind of like a passion project for me. I was inspired to create it, so I'm creating it for you. So this first video is going to be, we're going to get in and we're going to look at navigation. That's where I always start. And we're going to look at some reports to kind of give you an idea of what you want to look at. So come look over my shoulder and we're going to jump right in. So the first part, as I was saying in the video, that I like to start with is the navigation, or understanding when you first log into QuickBooks, this screen that you're in right now is considered the home page. You'll notice at the very top it says home page, to the left it says home page, and then over here you'll notice a shortcut to the home page. So this screen's the home page. And what you're looking at is inside the home page, there's a lot of different areas. This to the left, this little blue area, is considered the icon and the shortcuts. So you can hit the little arrow and it disappears, or you can click the little arrow and they come back. So it really depends. A lot of times I minimize that so that I see a lot more of my screen. Then you're going to notice the first section of QuickBooks are vendors. So grab a piece of paper. I want you to write this down. This is a common question or misunderstanding that most QuickBooks users have. They don't know the difference between a customer and a vendor. So on a piece of paper, I'd like you to take some notes as you go through these videos so you can refer back to them quickly and easily while you're going through things. But the first thing to know is a vendor. Vendors are the people that you pay. They're the places you spend money. So if you go to Office Depot, the gas stations, anywhere that you pick up supplies for your business, whether they're office supplies, whether they are, if you're construction, the places you pick up your supplies. Those are vendors, all the places you spend money. If you have a credit card company, they are going to eventually be added when we get there to a vendor. Then below that, you will see the customers. And customers are the people who pay you. They're your customers. It's pretty simple, but it's good to know because when you go in, you start adding the names, you'll want to make sure you know if they're a vendor or a customer because it will actually put them in this little area or in here inside of QuickBooks in the center. Then down below that, you see employees, which is not one of the things I'm covering in this 8-part video series, but I do have videos on it on my YouTube channel that you are welcome to check out if that's what you need. To the right, you will see the company center, and the company center has basically your chart of accounts and some different details that you're going to be looking up. We won't be going into this very much. And then there is the banking center. And the banking center is you're going to learn how through these videos how to record deposits, how to write checks, use your check register and reconcile your bank accounts and your credit cards. So let's go back over real quick to the vendor center. I'm not really going to cover all that much about the vendor center as far as the enter bills and pay bills in this training series, because the truth is it's not something I typically recommend to the average entrepreneur because it is what's called a 2-step process. See, you would enter a bill and then you'd pay it. The benefit to this is that it gives you more detail. You can pull accounts payable. That's what this is, accounts payable reports. But for the average entrepreneur, it's just too time consuming and it's not enough benefit in my opinion. So we are not even going to cover that. In the next video after this one, I'm going to go in and I'm going to teach you about the customer center, what is create invoices, what is a sales receipt, and teach you how to decide which one's best for your company. All right. So for today, the next step that I want to show you is reports. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you the profit and loss. So you're going to go reports, company financial, profit and loss standard. That's as easy as it is, the 3 clicks it takes to get a profit and loss. And I say that because I'll tell you throughout this video series different stories, and one of them has to do with my hairdresser and about how that was not something she knew even though she had been using QuickBooks for years. So what you'll do to the left is you're going to decide a date range. So you can either do all that you've ever put into QuickBooks, the current day, today, this week, and then it goes on all the way, and then it ends at last year's information, and you can just kind of scroll down. I am going to do this fiscal year to date. Now, this QuickBooks data file that you're looking at is a sample file. It's a file that I created for when I do my tips and tricks, for when I do my courses. So the file is called Confidence with QuickBooks. So you'll see there's things in here, and we'll be adding more as we go through this video series to this data file. That's what it's called, a data file. So this data file, I'm creating this video November 13th. So it's saying January 1st to November 13th of 2015. And it's going to show you your income. It is going to show you all of your expenses. And then at the very bottom, it's going to give you your bottom line or your net income. If you've had a loss, it would be your net loss. And it would be a negative number. So the reason I show you this is what I want to get to by the end of this video series. I want you to know how to pull a report and understand what you're looking at. So as I teach you moving forward, different areas of the mindset of what to pick, I want you to think back, and we will refer to it to the profit and loss. I want you to think about when we get into the next video on your income, the consulting income and the different types of income that I have here. What do you want to see on your profit and loss? I want you to start thinking about that. And if you don't know, I will teach you some of it, and then you can always go back and change it down the road. The one thing I recommend is trying to keep it as simple as possible, because if you make it too detailed or too overwhelming, if this page becomes too long, it becomes very hard to read. And if you click this little collapse button here on the right, it becomes a little easier if you have more accounts. So I hope that you learned something today. The biggest thing I wanted to teach you is to start thinking about QuickBooks as a manager. More than just your taxes. Start really focusing on it in how can I make my business more profitable? How can I manage and grow my business? How can I use QuickBooks as a tool to get me the information I need when I want to make a decision? So I hope that's really clear. Today is really a beginning of the video series. Remember, vendors are the people you pay and customers are the people who you're receiving money from. In the next video, I'm going to teach you more about the customers and deciding when you're setting up items, creating invoices, or using sales receipt, which one is best for you and your business. And then we're going to get into even more detail in the next few videos about Banking Center. So thank you for being here. If you know somebody who could benefit from this video series, please share it with them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to get the additional videos, or go to the link below and you will find them there where you can put your name and email address and get access to all of them sent directly to you. Thank you again for trusting me, and I'm super excited. You're on the journey. Be patient with yourself. Remember, I'm teaching this 1 week at a time, short videos, so that I know you can watch it and then apply it and then be ready for the next week. I'll see you next week. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.